Arsenal injury update as Eze returns to training before Bournemouth. Eberechi Eze was back in Arsenal training ahead of the Premier League meeting with Bournemouth, but Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Jurrien Timber were all absent from the session. Arsenal were handed a timely lift ahead of their Premier League clash with Bournemouth as Eberechi Eze returned to training, but Mikel Arteta was still without several senior players during the section of Thursday's session streamed live by Arsenal. Eze's involvement was the standout development. The attacker was back on the grass as Arsenal prepared to turn their focus from the Champions League back to the title race, and his return offers Arteta another positive sign at a point in the season when availability has become an important part of the story around the squad. There were, however, some notable absentees during the opening stages of training. Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Jurrien Timber, Ricardo Calafiori, and Piero Hincapié were not seen as Arsenal began work ahead of Bournemouth's visit. That immediately raises fresh questions over Arteta's options in several areas of the pitch, particularly with the schedule now demanding quick recoveries and little margin for error. Odegaard's absence was especially eye-catching because the captain started both the FA Cup defeat to Southampton and the Champions League win over Sporting CP in Lisbon on Tuesday night. Arsenal will hope his omission from the visible part of training is no more than a matter of load. But it remains something to watch given the physical demands of the past week and his recent efforts to get back to full sharpness. Saka and Timber are also among the names supporters will be watching most closely whenever team news emerges. Neither were visible in the early section of the session, while Calafiori's absence would continue to limit Arsenal's flexibility in defense if he is not ready. Hincapié not being seen only adds to that sense that Arteta is still working around a stretched back line despite some recent encouragement elsewhere. It is worth stressing, though, that this was only a glimpse of the start of training. Players not visible in the opening section can still take part later. So none of the absences should be taken as definitive confirmation that those players are ruled out. That leaves the overall picture mixed rather than wholly negative. Eze is back in training, which is a clear plus before Bournemouth, and Arsenal have at least one returning player to build around. But with Odegaard, Saka, Timber, Calafiori, and Hincapié not seen in the part of the session open to the media, Arteta still has several significant fitness issues to navigate heading into another important weekend.